People keep asking me why I'm on TikTok and Instagram because I was never on social media prior to Donald Trump taking office for the second time. And here's why. I worry about our country. I worry about the direction it's headed. I grew up in Western North Carolina in a small community called Balsam. My dad, he worked in a factory at the time called Daco Products in Waynesville. It was a Daco, as many of you may know, is a rubber manufacturer. He worked there my whole childhood up until the plant closed in the late 90s. Worked hard. It was a union job, well-paying job. It was one of the best, jobs at that time in our area. People made decent wages, had good health care insurance, could send their kids to college. All that started to change though during the Reagan era. I watched my dad basically be unemployed more than he worked. He was laid off a lot during the 80s, just simply because of Reagan's deregulation drive to bust unions for the most part. And so after 1981, the company never did offer the union a decent contract. The workers had to really struggle to get a good contract. In fact, in 1979, the union went on strike against Daco. I was only 8 years old at the time, and I remember standing on the picket line in front of the plant, picketing for the union. In those days, we had a lot of support for unions. I remember the local grocery store chain would come down and bring food for the striking workers, hot coffee. Local restaurants would set up booths for hot coffee and donuts and such. Everybody was a community. They supported the unions. They put a lot of pressure on the company, to offer the workers a decent contract, and they won a good contract in 1979. We're a far cry from those days. Unions are basically decimated. People are having to work 2 to 3 jobs to make ends meet. The healthcare industry is running rampant, charging exorbitant prices for care. People can't afford it. So the takeaway here today is that since unions have been in decline since the Reagan era, things have gotten worse for working class people. Wages have stagnated. In fact, they've declined, given the fact that inflation has grown exponentially compared to what real wages have been since the early 70s. People shouldn't have to work 2 or 3 jobs just to live hand to mouth. That's wrong. It's immoral. It's not right. And for the life of me, I can't understand why some of these GOP congressmen and senators, and President Trump, want to take what little is left for some of these folks and save it for themselves when they've already have more than what they could ever spend in 10 lifetimes, maybe 100 lifetimes. So I'm not going to be quiet until we right this ship and we take it on a different course and take back our dignity and livelihoods that we're supposed to enjoy on this earth.